Final expense is a type of permanent insurance. Remember, permanent insurance is insurance you keep as long as you pay the premium. So it's designed to last as long as you pay the premium. And final expense in particular is designed basically to pay funeral expenses. The death benefit is used to pay for final, like medical bills and other end of life expenses, like burial, cremation, caskets, urns, grave sites. But beneficiaries, they do have the freedom they can use the benefit as they see fit, not only on those things, but also say to pay property taxes. Because remember, we've been talking about that we want to leave those that we leave behind options, not problems. So property taxes is one thing, because more than likely you're going to leave them where you live if you own it. And there's going to be costs associated other than just burial expenses, travel expenses, shutting down residences that cost money. And so it's great. So leave them some cash. GoFundMe is not an option. GoFundMe is not an option. Let's leave them cash, not problems. They're already dealing with laying you to rest. So let's not add to that. Also, the traditional permanent life insurance policies, they tend to need a medical exam. Final expense policies do not. There's no medical exam. You will answer a few medical questions to qualify, but there is no exam. At this time, it's a total online process. So there's no in-face meetings. You can take care of all that information over the phone or via Zoom. So Camilla and I work together. She's also a life insurance broker. Is there anything you'd like to add to that, Ms. Hicks?
You covered a lot of it. But I think overall, what I want people to take from this is that final expense insurance helps you with anything that you need. And after somebody that you love has passed, or if you're that person, leaving that peace of mind with family members. And I find that that's what it really provides, is peace of mind, knowing that your family is not scrambling to take care of things that you could have taken care of. And so overall, it takes care of everything you just said. But at the end of the day, peace of mind, I find, is what people really want to be able to leave behind.
Great. That's great. And those of you that are out there watching, hey, say hello. I can see your comments here. And if you have any particular questions, you can submit them. We'll try to get them answered here. So it'd be great to hear from you. Hello, those of you that are out there. So we were talking about, so I mentioned that GoFundMe is not an option. Another thing I often hear also is, well, I have life insurance at work. I have coverage from work. And usually it's a pretty good price. It's either very inexpensive, like a few dollars a pay period, or even to the point of being free. So my answer to that about work insurance, it is a great price. It is a great price. So I'm certainly not going to tell anyone to turn it down, but it's often not enough. That'll lead us into when I say enough, what are you looking for the death benefit to do? But let's just stick with final expense and not just get all off into that other thing about figuring out death benefits.
Yeah.
If, say, there has been a prolonged illness prior to you passing, and technically you may not have been fired because you're ill, let's say you're on leave for being sick. Mm-hmm. But oftentimes you can be placed on what they call an inactive roster at most jobs, and you lose your insurance benefits because you're not active. And so you die and you don't have insurance benefits. You don't have that life insurance there. It's not there. You thought it would be, and it's not. So the main thing that I have with work insurance is this, with coverage life insurance from work. It's not yours. They can change the rules on it at any time. And often it's not explained exactly what it does and does not do, when the coverages might change. So it's not your insurance. Whereas if you purchase your own policy, and in this case, we're talking about final expense, It's your policy to do as you wish. And as I said, you maintain the insurance as long as you pay the premiums. Oh, and the big thing about final expense, the premiums don't increase. I've
Yeah.
spoken to some of you all about a type of term insurance that is marketed primarily to people who are between ages of 50 to 75. And it's never mentioned that the premium will increase at certain ages. It'll go up, and at some point it starts even to go up every year. That's not the case with final expense. The premiums stay the same.
Yes. And if I can add, Daphne, I think people misunderstand a lot. I get this question a lot, or this call a lot, that they want
Mhm.
um, whole life insurance, and people consider that as they're really thinking of like a cash value building whole life, but there's
Mhm.
several different types of whole life, and final expense is one of those. So
Okay.
final expense is a type of whole life policy, which is a permanent product, which means that it stays with you. It doesn't expire. It doesn't end. And I think we talk about ownership in a lot of areas of finances and life, real estate and
Mhm.
businesses, and we forget to own our life insurance products and solutions. And so I just wanted to piggyback on what you're saying about having work insurance. It's great and you should have it, but you definitely want to own some of your own life insurance that you have control over.
Right, right. That's the big thing, is control. So that there aren't, because we're all going to die. Don't like to talk about it, but we are. We're all going to die. And let's not leave surprises again for those that we care for those that we're leaving behind. Nothing worse than to show up and find out that certain things aren't covered, or that what the insurance doesn't exist anymore. So again, that's the biggest thing about owning insurance. What you're paying for, and you actually have the policy booklet there at the house for people to take a look at, which is another thing that I often help clients with. Get all that information in one place and make sure possibly someone's, two people, know exactly where it is. The gathering of your policies. Um, there can even be writing documentation down about policy numbers, passwords, things of that nature. So again, you want to make it as easy as possible for those that you're leaving behind.